Hey, welcome everybody. This is Matt with Outside Van, all the way from Portland, Oregon, at your Jacksonville location to do a walkthrough of our 2023 model Approach. This is a Mercedes 170 chassis, all-wheel drive. It is the 9-speed 2023. It's the first year they went from 4x4 to all-wheel drive. That is all that we carry is all-wheel drive. We're going to do a quick walkthrough of the outside. I'm going to go through all of the features. Then we're going to take a look inside. So come on, let's start. We have the 6-inch rigid SAE fog lights. We have our topography, which is kind of a thing Outside Van has been doing for years and years. Kind of just sets the tone, also keeps glare down when you're driving. But what we add to this is the rigid lighting system. Rigid makes a very good lighting package, similar to Baja Designs or KC. The difference with Rigid is their warranty process is seamless. So if something goes wrong, we repair it, we send you a new piece, you're on the road again. So there's no haggling. But that is a 50-inch rigid light bar with an amber backlight. Certainly you would not want to drive with that on the road because you would blind people. But you can activate the amber backlight feature, and that is done through the S-Pod controller that's on the dashboard, and I will show you that later. But walking around the van, I want to point out a few things. The first thing is, we have a very aggressive wheel and tire package. That's a 17-inch black Rhino wheel that is an add-on with a BFG KO2 Snowflake rated tire. What you'll notice under there is a Fox suspension system and a partial agile rip kit, ride improvement kit. We have our Fiamma 13-foot 2-inch awning. That is a manual awning, everybody. I know a lot of people use power awnings, but awnings are the #1 warranty claim we see. So we got away from doing a power awning and we just do a manual awning. Very easy. Continuing to walk through the van, you can see we have our scene lights on the side. These are controllable when the van is on through the S-Pod feature I'm going to show you inside. However, you can hook up the S-Pod Bantam app to your phone. So if you're out here enjoying time with family and it's nighttime and you want to dim those lights or increase the brightness, you can do it right on your phone. That's the beauty of the Outside Van. Almost everything is app driven with the exception of the heater. And there are some safety reasons why we don't allow the heater to be controlled by your phone. If your child or someone got a hold of it, you had animals in the car and they put it to 90 degrees, that wouldn't be good. These are already aftermarket 180 hinges that have been painted to match the unit. So you can attach any boxing or Sherpa racks or anything you want without having to add any hardware, which is a really nice feature. Again, you'll notice we black out all of our emblems. We think it looks a little cooler. This metal wing step, we call it, is a part sale, but it comes standard on the Approach and the Syncline. This is really cool because you do not need a bike rack extender if you want to add your bikes to the rear. Tows up to 5,000 pounds, 500-pound tow weight. I also have a chuck back here, an airline chuck. This is for airing your tires up or down for the rear or blowing out your van. I have small kids myself. That's what I do. I don't use a vacuum. I blow everything out. I also have an attachment point in the slider and under the hood with compressed air, onboard instant compressed air. The van does need to be turned on. It's a 1-gallon tank, but it instantly spools up. So when you need to air up and down those tires, you need to inflate your floaties, your bike tires, you have onboard air. I own a van. It's one of the two things, it's a must for me to have is onboard air. It is an expensive add-on, but when you're spending $236,000 for a 2023 and $246,000 for a 2024, it better come stock with the van. And that's kind of how we feel about it. I have my 2x2 rear lights there. Those operate when the van is on. There is also a switch inside the back door that will illuminate those on this pillar back here. That will turn on those lights. It will also turn on your load lights. These are perfect when you back into a camp spot, it's dark at night, you've got your lights inside, but you want a little more brightness down here. And there's also my gear lights. So when you're putting your tents or your chairs or whatever you want in here, it's illuminated. There's also a couple of pucks right there you see, and that's where my legs go for my table. We'll get into that later. Really nice storage sacks here for your air compressor hose, your bike helmets, your kids' wet gear or whatever you want can go in here. There's also full infrastructure behind these panels. So if you wanted to add a MOLLE panel, for example, for extra gear storage, it's set to do that. I have it as a part sale. You'll notice this knob here and probably thinking, what could this be? That is my attachment point for my rear shower. It goes into this chuck here, and then you have a water pump right here with your mixer down below. Outside van is known for being very sleek. Our highest end vans are called peak. Peak is sleek. And what that means to us is we don't want a lot of junk on the side of the vans. When we got into the RV world, we realized that you have to have these warning labels and you have to have your shore power located outside. In custom, we would have this buried under the hood, but you've got your water fill here. And you also have your city water fill. You just hook your hose up there, you turn it, and it's gravity fed now, it's pressurized. You could have constant hot water. You can heat this van's water through the furnace or electric, or both. Furnace runs off the diesel fuel. It's very efficient. It's a very comfortable heat. Electric heat is scalding hot. It's a very hot heat, which is kind of what you want with your water, not your heating system. Shore power, again, I said here, you have got your ladder. This is a 300-pound rated ladder. This is a real ladder. This is not one that removes and goes somewhere else on the van. It's bolted into the frame of the van and the top rails as well. Everything metal that you see, we manufacture in-house. We do not do any powder coating, but we do all of our metal work ourselves. You can see the welds here are beautiful. We have this grimple technology, which keeps your foot from slipping off. If you were surfing or something like that, these can also be flipped over. On the top of that sheet metal roof rack, which again we make in-house, I have the 50-inch light bar. I have a movable aluminum powder coated tray that's perfect for firewood, wetsuits, wet gear, muddy boots, anything you want. 2 aluminum crossbars as well, perfect for a canoe, a sup board, pelican boxes, Thule racks, anything like that will fit on those. There is locations to tie stuff down every square inch. You can add L-track, for example, to these portions, and then you can bolt on your skis, you can bolt on fuel or water roto packs. So everything has a purpose. The amp step deploys automatically when you open the door, and it's a nice wide step. It's also very weight bearing, so you have no issues getting in and out. It's illuminated as well. When the door is closed, the amp step will go up. When the door is open, the amp step will come down, or you can hit my toggle switch, which is on the B pillar. You can have them always in the down position when you're camping, always in the up position if you don't want them to come down, or in the middle position, I'll show you, which will keep them going up and down as the doors are open. So that's the outside van approach. From the outside, it has all the safety equipment you'd want on it, blind spot monitoring, wind assist, it has lane assist, automatic cruise control, adaptive, which if you've driven with the adaptive cruise control is absolutely fantastic. It's a dream to drive. Also, I want to mention with the all-wheel drive, it has the electric steering, which is a lot different from the old 4x4 that had the hydraulic steering. You can 2-finger turn this van very easily. And with my 144, we'll talk about later, you can literally pull into a parking spot, no problem, like a car. These drive like Cadillacs. They don't drive like bulky vans. I'm going to show you on the lower end how to make this a queen bed on the bottom. This is over 72 inches long and 70 inches wide, so it's plenty wide for a tall person. I'm 6'3.5". I can still sleep in this pretty easily with my wife and my kids up top. But this is how this converts. Just take your cushions out, and you're going to do these flip over lids like this. You get the idea. I'm not going to do the last one for sake of timing. But then this just folds out into your bed. You have on and off controls for your lighting on the back pillar here. So wherever you are in the van, if you're going to sleep, you don't need to get up to turn anything off, which is pretty nice. Those lights are also all dimmable. So we use a very nice LED puck light. So there's your bed down below. You can put your fitted sheets on it, or you can put your whatever you want up, but you can fit 2 adults down here as well as a dog up there if you wanted to. We also have attachment points in the rear of the van, Mac track or L track as some people call it, in the front and in the rear. This is perfect for bike attachments. So if you want to put a mountain bike or an e-bike back here, you can certainly do that. So the upper bed, I'll have to show you inside to give you the full demonstration, but this is a tri-fold mattress that does come out of the van. It takes a little effort to get it out. I'm not gonna lie, it takes probably 5 minutes to get this out. You have to kind of shimmy it back and forth, and then it will come out of the van. I have covers on the MacTrack up here so you don't rip your mattress. That's what those are for, but this does come out. And that MacTrack up there on both sides, I have attachment soft storage cabinets as an option that you can put in there. You can fit 2 on that side and 2 on that side, and it really gives you the storage that you're not getting in your garage. The 170 does not have a lot of storage, we know that. That's why you have all that stuff up top. That's why we have the attachments back here. That's why we have the sacks, the stuff sacks. So we know you're not gonna fit a motorcycle in here. We know you're not gonna fit a ton of gear in here, but we've tried to come up with some options inside. I don't have any here to show you that, but on my website, I want you guys to look at the dealer portal page, www.outsidevan.com. Scroll to the very bottom of the page, dealer resource. You're gonna use the password all in caps, OSV dealer, and it will show you my aftermarket parts, such as my storage cabinets, my spare tire carrier, my wheel and tire packages, my custom floor mats, my sunshades, all these additional things that aren't on this van. Yes, this van is loaded, but there are people that still want to add to it. I'm going to take you inside the van now and kind of show you. You can see up here we do have a what we call sill leather, which is a vinyl leather. It is the easiest material to clean. I really like it because it's simple green and water. That's the only thing, by the way, you should ever use to clean anything in the van. Watered down simple green and water. We would never use a leather conditioner on those beautiful seats or any other oil-based product. This is ready to be clean. It will clean up like a shiny new dime, including that vinyl floor there. What we have inside is a 1,030 amp hour Volta power system. It's a 4-mod lithium, very powerful. Right here, you'll notice I have these beautiful custom leather seats. These swivel, they slide, and they fold down. We have an attachment point for our table right there. Now the way that the table is stowed is these legs come out and attach and clip to these clips. But this is the table, and this is supposed to take a little effort to get out because it will rattle otherwise when you're driving. And again, our vans are very quiet. So there's your table. You have the Premier AC right here, 48 volt. That thing gets very cold, it's good. It does have an interior shroud, whereas my 144 does not, but it is a very good, huge BTU. This thing can go 18 hours without recharging your batteries on full blast. That's a big deal. It is a large draw on the system. You got your touchscreen Volta, you have your furnace that runs off your diesel, you have your electric that runs off your shore power. You can have both on. This is adjustable. Obviously your inverter, you want your inverter on, that turns on your appliances. These are actually heavy. That's a complaint I've heard, but these are heavy, but you can use these as cutting boards. I've got a real sink in there. You can actually do dishes if that was your jam. The only piece of silicone on this entire van is the bead of caulking along the back here. We don't use molded plastic or silicone on anything. Everything is soft close, marine grade, lots of storage. You can remove these shelves, and there is a hook for clothing. And then also, kind of cool, is if you want to service your furnace, you just lift up this bottom little tray here to get at everything. You've got a button here for your gear lights, which are down below. You've got your water pump for your sink. That would be on when your sink is on, and your ceiling lights. So they're illuminated now, but if you hold that button down, you guys and gals, that will dim them, and vice versa. Hold it down, it'll be bright. These are very nice puck lights. You can always tell a cheap light from a good light. The cheap lights are extremely bright, and they're always the same white, or a nice dimmable European puck light. These are very nice. Want to also mention, obviously you have a microwave, everybody needs one of those, but I do have a Garmin 2-zone system. It runs off your control unit here. So you could be watching a movie with your TV here, with a DVD if you wanted, and have your sound coming through these speakers up top. You could be out with your friends at the campsite or whatever and listen to Spotify or your Apple Play, whatever you want, and have them go out the rear speakers. They're dual zone, which I'm trying to say. And your control units right here. Again, you've got your USB and C cabling right there, a 110 outlet. Pretty much gone over that. You have a couple of MaxxAir fans. These are terrific. They are the MaxxAir Pros, so there's a cover on them, so when it rains, the water does not come inside the van. These are extremely efficient. You've got your water box here. Inside this comes with your cassette toilet. This simply just attaches there, goes up to your upper component here. You can tighten that down, and then this will, you know, move around. I have attachment points on the ceiling here and the ceiling here, and then this L track. When that shower is deployed, it captures a light as well as your fan. So when you're done, you just attach it to the L track and drip dry it. So you have controls here for your drain. You can turn it to manual, so you can push the button and it drains to the gray, or you can have it on auto. Pretty much that's it. I've got a 130 isotherm fridge down here. It does have a little area to freeze your ice cubes back in here, so you can put candy bars or ice cream or stuff like that in there. You would never want to close this fridge with this lid open or you'll damage it. I've seen it happen a million times. So let's close that, and it is a marine grade, so you want to push it hard. It's also supposed to be hard to open. Just so you know, these vans rattle around a lot if they're not secure, so that's why that's that way. I just want to thank you guys for spending some time with me today talking about the Outside Van brand, as well as the Approach 170. These are in your Campers Inn dealerships throughout the East Coast and in Arizona. Please stop by our website, www.outsidevan.com. Click on models for any more details. Thanks for visiting. Have a great day.